Hello Libra, welcome to your week ahead. This is for all Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter sign placements. Libra, I shuffled, laid out your spread. Let's get into your reading. I'm feeling this energy for you, Libra. Really. So, Libra, the theme for you in the week ahead is you have the Horse King. Assistance, control. Yes. So with this energy, this is about, I feel, Libra, that in your week ahead, this is about you exerting control in any circumstances where there are any hiccups, delays, stagnation, a misstep, whether on your part or on the part of another or others. And this is you focusing on how you can be of assistance, perhaps to yourself, maybe to others. But I feel this is more about you focusing on how you are and will be of assistance to your own needs in order to maintain control and have control in your world with whatever you're going through or dealing with. And so you may be receiving assistance too, like tips or guidance, either intuitively or perhaps from someone that's an intuitive or a reader, because we got the High Priestess here, where you gain wisdom to the things that may be hidden to you otherwise. And so your focus is you have the Moon and the Queen of Wands. This is your focus. And so I feel with the Moon and the Queen of Wands here, this is you shining light in the dark about anything that is a concern or fear, or that you may be doubting or you may feel uneasy about. But this is you trying to make sure that you are not deceived, that you're not in the dark, that there are no hidden dangers. This is you relying either on your intuition or going through introspection or having some sort of a sixth sense about things, but coming to some sort of illumination, I feel, gaining clarity with the focus of what it is that you need to do. So this is you focusing on how to creatively take action and get what you want and get done what you need done in your aims and objectives, through you being able to have clarity or gain clarity, through you being able to see clearly, through you being able to recognize any hidden dangers and be prepared for them. So this is you removing any deception. This is you being able to see in the dark, Libra, or what may otherwise have been or can be dark in a dark place for you. You're able to navigate and see through. If you are dealing with any uneasy time, this is you navigating that shit and being very creative and getting what you want. You see this red that she's wearing? This is bringing me to the root chakra. It's a lot of root chakra energy coming through in a lot of the readings, by the way. And so this is about you focusing on your survival, your safety, and your security. This is about you focusing on not allowing yourself to grow any anxiety about any issues or problems that you're dealing with that moon energy, where things could be fluctuating, or you could be experiencing intense emotions, or things that are going on can stir intense emotions, but you are focusing on how to be grounded and take creative action and get shit handled or navigate through so you can get to the other side, seeing your aims and getting what you want. And so in the recent past, you got this Knight of Wands. So with the Knight of Wands here, I feel like you were able to step out of the way of getting bit, getting hit. You were able to take action and make moves to avoid any danger that was potential for you, a potential danger, a potential mishap. You were able to step out of the way of danger in the recent past by you taking very assertive and confident action and keeping your eye on what was going on so that you could. And you just danced right up out of that shit. You go, Libra. Now in the present, you got this 5 of coins with the 10 of wands. So I feel that right now you were able to avoid lack or come out of a place of lack and experience some measure of replenishment, but definitely you were able to avoid lack. You were able to avoid being asked out or out in the cold. I do feel that you struggled with it. As seeing this guy back here in the background, I do feel you may have struggled with experiencing some lack, perhaps in your resources or your money, or with the what you wanted to do, or what you were doing, or what you've done. I do feel that you experienced some challenges with what you've had to do. That's what I want to say. You did experience some challenges with what you had to do to replenish or to be okay, but you achieved it nonetheless. And so all those burdens that you were burdened by and overwhelmed by your responsibilities with, you are at a place where you can relax from that shit. Now, those burdens are still there, but you are not overburdened at this time. You actually can take a pause. You're actually able to relax and regroup a little bit as a result of you being diligent and focusing on how to recover or to avoid being in a lack situation or staying in a lack predicament for too long. So in the future, Libra, you do have the Two of Coins with the High Priestess. So with the Two of Coins, this is you still balancing, okay? Keeping the balls in the air, not dropping any of the balls that you need to balance. This is you juggling, adapting, making decisions, implementing changes. But I do feel that you are supported. There's water in this tube. So there's some sort of emotional support, or this is you being able to balance your emotions while things have been fluctuating or things fluctuate in the future. And you're able to have emotional balance or adjust to the fluidity of your circumstances. Because this is you with the High Priestess gaining wisdom, knowledge, insight. This is you being able to uncover the secrets, seeing what's hidden, being able to realize what could be false and determine what's real. And so this is you being able to see the truth, seeing what is, and gaining that knowledge. Now, you either gain this knowledge because you are following your intuition, or you're being intuitively guided by another, or the universe is uncovering mysteries for you, or things that would have been a mystery to you are being uncovered so that you are able to adapt and to make the changes to any fluctuations in your circumstances, in your money, but also so that you can emotionally adapt as well and maintain balance. So in the future, you are maintaining balance, but it will require you focusing on how to juggle and adapt to the fluctuating changes that occur. But by you using wisdom and your ability to uncover any mysteries, but this is also you being receptive to that intuition or guidance that you may receive in the future, where you're able to see things clearly. I do feel, Libra, that your intuition is on fleek, that your intuition is very sharp at this time. So your attitude, Libra, is you got this Knight of Cups. So with the Knight of Cups, you see he's singing. I feel this is you being extremely creative in the week ahead, with your ability to balance and deal with any concerns or issues or even potential fears, and you being able to find the possibilities and seize them, or you being able to create the opportunities and possibilities for yourself to navigate through, because you perhaps receive assistance, or you are better at assisting and equipping yourself in order to maintain and have control. Now, your concern here, Libra, is you do have this Nine of Wands. So you are concerned about whether or not you hit a roadblock, or if there's a point in all of this creative action that you're taking to make moves and avoid obstacles and challenges, or finding yourself in some sort of danger in your circumstances. You're concerned whether or not some sort of obstacle shows up that you can't persevere over, or that you can't do anything about. You may be concerned about your ability to continue to progress and persevere. You may be concerned about your ability to continue to overcome. You may be concerned about your resilience and your self-control. You may be concerned about your reasoning and instinct, finding you at a place where you're stuck in your mode of progress that you're in. But these are your concerns, or what you're influenced by. You want to avoid any obstacles and challenges to your progress and your ability to overcome and persevere. Your challenge, that is also your warning, is this Eight of Cups. So with the Eight of Cups, this could be some connection to family or relationship, with the cups being here. But with this energy as your challenge, your warning, the challenge is for you to focus on diligently moving on from that which no longer serves you or that is unfulfilling, but to also recognize it as quickly as possible and move away from the things that aren't serving you, so that you can maintain emotional fulfillment, so that you can continue to progress and move towards your satisfaction. And so the challenge here is for you to not get stuck with being unfulfilled, or not being able to move on from circumstances that pose as unfulfilling at the time and a challenge, but instead seeing and realizing that unfulfillment, weighing things up, but focusing on not wanting to stay in the conflict, but instead to move on so that you can have peace. So there's a need for you to remain decisive. There's a need for you to be able to see things on all sides. There may be a need for you to be careful and mindful about your connections and how they influence your ability or inability to move on, or find yourself not being able to move on as a result. But either way, your challenge is to move on from emotional unfulfillment. The things that aren't making you happy, find a way to move on from that shit. The things where there could be a mishap or a delay, find a way to move on from that shit. Your challenge is to move on, to move on, to move on emotionally, to stay in a positive emotional state. You may need to smile and laugh through some of the issues, but don't be so critical on yourself that you find yourself not able to move on from what's going on. Move on from what's going on if that shit ain't going to serve you. Focus on what matters most, and what matters most is you finding emotional fulfillment and moving on from the things that aren't making you happy. So your outcome here, that is also your advice, is you have the Hierophant and the Ten of Coins. So with the Hierophant, you could be dealing with the Taurus or have this energy in your chart. Now the Hierophant talks about things about having wisdom, having faith, coming up with rules, seeing what you can institute or establish. This is about being ethical, being concise, having understanding and guidance and knowledge. This could be about you needing to focus on what you need to change, or focus on making sure that you are relying on good advice and not bad advice. With the Hierophant here, you could be focusing on being conservative or needing to be a little more rigid with the things that you need to be conserving. This may be you focusing on service, or by you giving service or receiving service, or you might be focusing on a blind devotion to your needs or to family. Now, you could be involved with an institution in some way, but being your outcome with the Hierophant, I feel that the focus here is focusing on what you have, but also maintaining, seeing what you can institute, seeing what you can establish, maintaining your faith and hope, using sound guidance and knowledge, making changes where needed, but be smart about that shit in order for you to gain, restore, and sustain with the Ten of Pentacles. Because with this Ten of Pentacles, this lucky charm is getting paid. And so that is your focus too, Libra. Getting paid, cool in the shade, drink a little lemonade, Let that rainbow shine away for you. So let's take a look at what your guidance is, Libra, because this is nice energy here that you got going on here. So your advice, the boar: face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. Okay? Yeah, that's you. This is your guidance, Libra. Well done. Well done. Be the boar. Focus on what you need. Get what you need. Handle your handle. I hope these messages help. And congratulations on doing it. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.